You gonna step this way, man?
May I proceed, Your Honor?
Yes, please, go ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, ma'am. Please state your name for the record.
My name is Rebecca Tucker.
And you are soft-spoken, so if you could try to speak up for us a little bit.
I said my name is Rebecca Tucker.
Thank you, ma'am. And where do you live?
I live in Wauchula
How long you lived there for?
my whole life.
Your whole life. And what do you do for a living, ma'am?
I'm a business owner.
And what business do you own?
Like the name of it?
Sure.
It's called Frontline Roofing.
And do you own that with somebody else?
Yes, I do.
With who?
With my husband.
And his name is?
His name is Jonathan Tucker.
And do you have children?
I do.
And what are their names? Just their first names. I guess we know their last names.
Aiden and Cooper.
And do you know a Kayla Nix?
Yes,
Who is that?
she's my sister.
And how about finally Tracy Nix? Do you know
She's-
her?
Yes,
And who is that?
she's my mom.
And did you know a Uriel Shock? Who was that?
She's my niece.
Okay. Now, I know this is upsetting, and I'm sorry I have to go back to it, but I do have to go back to November 1st of 2022, okay? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Ma'am, if you recall, just in general, what were you doing that day?
It was a normal day. You know, I worked and picked my kids up from school.
Okay. Let me ask you in particular, were there any plans that you had with your mother, Tracy Nix, that day? Maybe not for you, but for someone in your family.
Yes, Aiden was supposed to go out of town with her.
And how was that supposed to happen?
I was to bring him to her house after
And-
school.
After school? Mm-hmm. And how did you communicate with your mother that day?
Through texting, I believe.
And so, do you know, you said it was supposed to be after school?
Yes,
What time was approximately after school?
between 4 and 5 p.m. I don't know exactly what time.
Okay, but roughly around then.
Right.
And did you bring Aiden to your mother's house that day?
I did.
And was it roughly in that between 4 and 5 o'clock hour?
Yes.
And what happened when you got out to your mom's house? Or let me ask you this, where does your mom live?
She lives on Kazan Road in Wauchula.
And what was going on when you got out there?
Well, whenever Aiden and I got out of the vehicle to check on my boys' 4-H pigs that they had at the time, I saw my mom and my dad doing something by my mom's vehicle, and I wasn't really sure, what it was. So but I mean, it didn't take long at all to figure it out.
And your mom's property, is it just her house, or?
No, so you have the house, and then the barn is in the back.
So where did you see your mom's vehicle?
It was down by the barn where we went.
All right. And she was doing something, but you didn't think of anything at first?
No, I couldn't see because their backs were to me.
Okay. Did you come to find out more soon after?
Mm-hmm.
What did you see?
I saw them get Yuri out of her car seat.
And when you say them, who were you talking to?
My
Who were you-
mom or my dad, I'm not really sure which one was the one that got her out, but I mean, it was one of them.
And your dad's name?
His name is Nay.
Got Yuri out of the car seat?
Yes.
Where was Yuri put?
Where you said where
Was she placed?
on the ground.
Okay. Anything else that was done?
My dad started performing CPR.
What did you do?
I called 911.
All right. You said you called 911?
Yes.
All right. And obviously, was that for Yuri?
Yes.
Spit out your gum.
showing you what's been pre-marked as State's Exhibit number 3. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
What is that?
That's the disc that has the 911 call on it.
The recording?
Yes.
Is that a fair and accurate depiction of the call you made that day?
Yes.
And Ms. Tucker, I'm done going into the details of what you saw. Did you stay around there or did you leave?
I mean, I was there probably for 5 or 6, I mean, I don't know, a few minutes while on the phone.
Oh, yes.
And then, you know, once I heard the ambulance nearby, I left because I didn't want Aiden to go through that, you know.
You wanted to get your son out of there.
Right.
Ms. Tucker, I'm sorry I had to ask you the questions. Thank you very much for answering them. I have no further questions.
Thank you. Defense? Lawrence?
Good morning, Ms. Tucker. That particular day, was your mom going to take Aiden, you indicate, I think, out to eat?
Yes.
And was he also supposed to do something else, like, say, find Christmas gifts or look at Christmas gifts for him?
Yes.
Okay. And while you were there, did you observe your mom?
I did. While my dad was doing CPR, she went around to the other side of the barn, and while I was trying to figure out what, excuse me, what had happened, I walked, you know, around to where she was, and that's where I saw her on her hands and knees and was, I mean, just completely, you know, pale and breathing really heavy, and I don't know. It all happened so quickly.
Was she gagging?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she threw up.
And was she breathing heavily?
Yeah.
Did you call that hyperventilating?
Yes.
Okay. Could you see her eyes?
Yeah, they were huge.
Okay. I assume that was a pretty traumatic experience. Okay, thank you.
State?
No further questions, Your Honor?
All right, may she be released?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense? All right. Mayor, thank you. You may be released. State, call your next witness.
Before we call the next witness, Your Honor, we would like